So hello and yes, welcome back to another video, guys. That's right, today we're back to talk about Scream 6. Before we get on with the review, I just want to say to the people who follow me on my Movie Bug Instagram account, I said I was going to be taking a good week away from YouTube, but yeah, I couldn't resist to come on and talk about this movie because I got to see an early screening of it last night, and I had so much fun with it, and I've got a bit sad about it. But I'm still going to be a bit quiet on YouTube at the minute. I've got, me and my family, we got there's something going on. We got a private thing going on at home. I'm not going to get into it here. It's a private thing. But yeah, I just need to take a little bit more time for myself. But anyway, I'm going to make this video because it's a big movie. And as I say, I got lucky to see it earlier, a double bill. So they showed Scream 5, or Scream, and then it went into this one. But me and my mate turned up like the last half hour of the fifth film, so we sort of casually strolled in, sat down, and watched the ending of 5, even though I'd pre-watched it that day, so I was kind of watching it again, and then the 6th one started. But anyway, you know, very excited for this movie. I really love the Scream franchise. It's probably my favourite of the slasher films, I think, just because it's the most consistent, in terms of every film's been pretty good. There's been weaker ones for sure, but I don't think there's been a bad one really, unlike you look at things like Friday the 13th, Halloween, Chucky. So yeah, it's been pretty consistent. But anyway, Scream 6 sees our returning characters and they are living in New York. And when all of a sudden a new Ghostface shows up, they're questioning which of their friends might be behind the mask. So it plays on that very simple story that the Scream franchise plays on, but it does it so well. And whereas a lot of other franchises, slasher ones, go down this rabbit hole at this point of just producing stuff which we've already seen and they put in a lot less effort, here Scream continues to thrive on what it's good at. And what it's good at is self-awareness. It pokes fun at itself. It pokes fun of this genre. And at the same time, it is quite clever with a lot of the stuff it does. And it gives you these fresh, new characters. And another thing that I really like about this one is it has taken us to somewhere new for once. We're not just running around a house where there's a house party or, you know, a couple characters. Now we're in New York. We're in a city. How exciting is that, seeing Ghostface finally run around a city? And they use this to its full advantage. You see Ghostface in some crazy cool locations. You see it in the trailer, him walking into a shop, shooting the place up. And then he's on a train. And it's just so fantastic to watch these scenes unfold. And you can tell that the filmmakers are having such a great time with this. As I say, there's some really stupid stuff in this movie, like every Scream film. But it plays on it really well, where it's very self-aware. It acknowledges what it is. It pokes fun at itself. And I can't fault films when they do that, because they know what they are. And they're acknowledging it and producing a really fun movie at the same time. And I think that's why it works so well. And it holds up really well throughout the other Scream films, and I'm sure this one will as well. Character-wise, there's a lot of cool characters in this one. Of course, you have the leading characters returning, the lead actress, who I thought was fantastic in the first film, and they do some really cool stuff with her character in this one after the events of the last movie. And then you have Jenna Ortega coming back as well, playing her sister, who has blown up over the last year. Fantastic actress. Then, of course, we have returning characters. They bring back the blonde woman whose name I've forgotten, from Scream 4, and I thought it was really cool that they acknowledged that film a bit, because it seems like it's just the first Scream film that they go back to, and obviously the last film, because it picks up after that one. So it was cool to see them go back to one of the random ones in the middle. It was really cool to see her come into it, and how she comes into it is really well done as well. I like what they've done with her character. Courtney Cox is back in this one. This is one of the characters I have an issue with. I feel like this character is outstaying her welcome now. Whereas obviously this one doesn't have Sidney returning, and of course Dewey, what happened to him in the last one, is not returning. Courtney Cox is the only one of the original 3 that's back, and to be honest, she more gets in the way in this one and is a bit annoying, to be honest. And, you know, I think that she's outstayed her welcome a bit, and I'm hoping Scream 7... not saying she survives the movie or dies here, but whether she does or not, I'm hoping that her character gets left alone now. And then there's a few other big actors. The kid from Grand Budapest Hotel, Spider-Man, is in it. I say kid, he's probably older than me. But, you know, he's fantastic in this as well. And Samara Weaving is in this as well. Really fantastic actress there. and it has the two returning characters, the brother and sister from the last movie. The brother they gave him some very cool character moments with Jenna Ortega's character, which was really nice. And the sister, she's fun, energetic character, good to have around with these kind of movies. But yeah, there's a lot of fun kills with it. Ghostface is just brilliant. I love seeing Ghostface get his ass kicked, to be honest. Every time he seems to get kicked or something falls on him, he goes flying. And I love that. He's the most energetic one. And I just love the phone calls, the voice. He's just such a cool character. Even though every time it's someone different behind the mask, they all embody this crazy personality that the Ghostface has. And it just works so well. It's really, really good. My complaint with the movie is that in these Scream films, people get stabbed multiple times and then they're up and fine within a few minutes. In the final act of this one, characters feel a little bit too invincible. Characters get stabbed and in the next second they're just pounding another character, beating someone up or throwing something on someone. It's just like characters just didn't want to die in the final act. And for me, there's, I don't want to spoil anything. There's a couple characters where it's like they get stabbed and it's like, okay, I can see how they'd be fine in a few weeks, but they're up and going at it again in a matter of seconds. But there's a character in particular where it looks like they are completely dead. They've been stabbed so many times, and then they're alive. There's a lot. Literally, nearly every character in the final act is just, they should be written off. And don't get me wrong, I know that these films exaggerate that stuff as is. But for me, maybe this one goes a little bit too far with it at the end. But overall, though, I want to say Scream 6 was a very, very fun time. I like this franchise a lot. It's a bit of a... they're silly slasher horror films, yes. Take them for what they are, because the films themselves do that. And I think they're such fun. They're such fun, these films. I'm really pleased that I got to see this one. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. Genuinely needed a good slasher after Halloween ends, and thankfully Scream was it. But anyway, thank you so much for watching as always, guys. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, leave a message, and as always, I will see you next time for another video. Bye.